everybody, and welcome back to the Real Talking Podcast, episode 10. So, we've had an interesting week, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's, I don't know if that's still going, but never mind. End of the Premier League season now. I know you don't follow it too much since Blues have been in the Championship for a long time. Not that you follow them for years now, really. But, Everton escaped the relegation by literally just scoring a goal. So Southampton, they were gone a while ago. Leicester and Leeds down. Big Sam couldn't keep Leeds up.
No, and he said he was good as Pep, wasn't he, at one point?
Yeah. So that was a shame, really, for Leeds fans, that is. Liverpool, they did well to get to fifth. And, I mean, good and bad season, really, for Newcastle. It was a shame to finish fourth in the end, really, considering how well they did all season.
So, if Man City win the Champions League, the Liverpool get to go in the Champions League?
No, they'll just be in the Europa
Because
stuff.
because it did happen before, didn't it?
It did happen before, but no,
it doesn't work like that now.
not anymore. No,
Okay.
they're in the Europa, and
Villa and Broiler are in the...
Brighton's in the Europa as well, and then Villa, they got into the Conference League, which again it's like League One of the Champions League stuff.
It's not needed, is it?
It ain't, to be fair, but
it is one of those cups, and it's only worth it if you win it, like the League Cup.
But again, so if you win that, you only automatically get into the Europa League the next season. But I mean, I think Villa will do all right with it. To be fair, they've had a decent enough season when Emery took over. It'll be interesting because obviously, when a lot of these teams do get European football, they struggle with the league then because they can't keep up with the demand
playing
of more
Thursday,
games.
Sunday.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how they do in the league next season. But I think Cup run, they'll do all right because they've had a decent enough season anyway. Arsenal bottled it, which is a shame really because it would have been nice to see
I would have wanted
someone
them
other
to.
than Man City to win the league again.
I did see somewhere that Arsenal have spent more time at the top than anyone else, like weeks at the top of the Premier League, and still didn't win it. Because there was like literally first all the way through up until about 6
pretty
weeks
much was
ago.
all the season, but it is a shame, But I mean, again, Man City didn't even beat their own points record. It's just they're just unbeatable, aren't they? They just go on a run and don't stop winning. So it's down to United really to beat them this Saturday because Inter Milan in the Champions League final, they're winning that game, aren't they?
I don't know. I think Inter Milan just got as good as chances as Man U to win it. Because Man U in that. I hate Man U.
Yeah, I know you do, but I don't know. I think they will beat United in the FA Cup, and I can't see Inter Milan winning really to be fair. So I think the treble's gonna be theirs, but hopefully not because that's United's biggest claim to fame really these days. You can't really hold on to much else.
I would like them to win the Champions League. I think they deserve to. And I feel like
they do and they don't. I mean, obviously Pep is the best bloody coach in the world, really, isn't he? But all these charges that are against him, it's always going to be tainted when they do get. Actually, it's 108 charges or something, and there's got to be a few that definitely stick. So it's all going to be tainted. They can't ride on it. And I know Pep's changed his tune now as well because he said the other day, if they do get convicted, then he'll stick with them regardless. So to me, that means he knows that they've been cheating, basically.
I would love to see Pep just a standard club, not like
I think
so like I don't know, like a Villa.
I think if he went to Brighton, he'd do well because obviously Brighton's recruitment and all that is top tier really. So I think Brighton, he'd make them win.
I think he'll do same with Klopp. It'd be when they've won everything.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're just like, you know what? I'm like, you know, like Jose Mourinho, he takes those risks a little bit doing it with Tottenham and Roma.
Which I had to laugh at him. He says the other day that Tottenham's the only former club that he has no emotion for.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's all Levy's fault really, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
He's just had no ambition. But yeah, Mourinho, because
he's in the final of the Europa League, isn't he? With Roma. I'm sure they got to the final of the Europa League.
Roma and Sevilla, isn't it? I believe.
Sevilla always in that.
Yeah.
Why are they always in that? They might as well just play
they just
every year they might as well just skip it and just just play the final. If you win it, you're first then basically.
Yeah, but obviously because they won it last year, they got into the Champions League.
Yeah, they did.
Lost out of that, and then straight back.
You shouldn't drop it. You shouldn't drop into Europa.
I don't think it should.
No.
But, I mean, it was interesting because Barcelona dropped out and Man United had to play on, and obviously Man United beat them. Didn't do well against Sevilla, but you know, so it's entertaining on that prospect. But I mean, how often is a big team like Barcelona going to drop down into it?
I think quite often now. Another one the league.
Yeah.
But
which again, did you see the scenes of that? They were celebrating at Espanyol's ground after the.
Because it's a derby, isn't it? No,
yeah.
I didn't see nothing. No.
They were literally the team and the staff and that they were doing like a celebration circle, so they're dancing and like spinning around and that, and the home fans just had enough of it, started invading the pitch, and you just see all the Barca players just running to try and escape down the tunnel.
Yeah.
And there was like 3 stewards just trying to stop these fans. Like, you can see the rest of it like around the side, but you know, literally it's like I ain't stopping this, I can't be bothered. And they just dart it off. So it's been an interesting season really. I just find every year it just gets more exciting. I mean, apart from the fact that City just keep winning. But yeah, since Leicester won the Premier League a few years ago, it's just every time just more insane. You think, how can it get better? I mean, at the start of the season, especially after the first 2 games losing, no one would have put money on Man United finishing 3rd, and yet they have. Went on a good enough run. You know, I know there was a few optimistic people saying that they were going to be in a title race. But as soon as that talk come out, they lost a few games in a row then. So that was never going to happen. But I think it's been a good season all around again. Commiserations to Coventry, just missing out as well. Lost on penalties to Luton.
That's a bit mad, Luton, isn't it? Imagine that.
Yeah, but
they have to do some refurbs now to make it fit though, isn't it?
Well, I know they've already been doing some renovations on it anyway, but it's literally like in the middle of a housing estate.
Yeah, literally. You're in the back gardens, aren't you?
So that'll be interesting. Seeing some of the big teams go in there.
They've done well, because they came all the way from the conference, didn't they?
Yeah. They've worked their way up. They've done well. I mean, again, it's like with the promoted teams this season. Fulham, apart from when Mitrovic lost his head and got sent off and got the 8-match ban, they were on fire. Yeah. And he's just come back. He was lucky not to get sent off again yesterday, actually. But I think 11th or 10th they finished. Bournemouth again newly.
I would have thought Bournemouth would have went down.
Yeah, but they did well.
Everton are lucky though, aren't they?
Yeah, really lucky.
Because that would have financially fucking done them.
Yeah, it would have.
The new
stadium. The new stadium and everything. Yeah, it would have been devastating. It was.
that would have done them. That would have fucking like Leeds.
Yeah. Then again, you think Chelsea, $500 million spent on that team, and Todd Bowley to appoint Lampard for the last 10 games, whatever it was. I just don't know what goes through that game's head.
You know what though? They're just a good manager away.
Yeah.
I really think that.
Yeah.
I mean, they've still got Lukaku as well.
Yeah. But he can't handle the Prem though properly, can he?
I don't know. I think
Everton was his best season in the Premier League, I reckon. He didn't do well at United.
Yeah, but he played on the right. I think with the right manager, I think he just needs an arm around him when the right players. Tell him he's great.
But again, he didn't do it enough for Solskjaer though. but still, I can't see him doing much better next season though, to be fair. Pochettino. He's
yeah. No, I don't know. You know, I really is it. When I look at the team, I know they have to get rid of some players, and I think they're getting rid of Mouse and May.
Yeah.
Just to balance the books out a little bit, but
a little bit, a lot. They've got to balance,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Chelsea next season.
Because they've got no European football.
No.
That's why I think it'd be a good wager to put them to win the league next season. I really think so, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on their pre-season just to see how Poch starts to run the team, really.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he'd done well at Southampton. He did all right for Tottenham, really, but bottled it with the Champions League final. Bottled it when Leicester won the Premier League, because they were the only team that pushed them all the way, really. I feel he just lacks that final mentality. And, you know, his stint at PSG, anyone, the groundsman, can bloody run PSG and still win the title. So it's a bit of a strange one. But then Tottenham, they've still got no manager yet either. There's been a lot of managers that have
turned that job.
Yeah, just no, don't want it.
It's just a dead job, isn't it?
Yeah. But I do feel that if Sir Jim Ratcliffe does buy Man United, then Sheikh Jassim, I think he's going to buy Tottenham.
Okay.
Yeah. It will be cheaper than buying United. They've already got the stadium with the hotel and everything.
Yeah, and they've got the training ground.
Yeah. He won't have to put much money in that at all. And he'll turn Tottenham into the new Man City then. You know, Newcastle are on the way there. They've got all that funding from Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, now that Newcastle are in the top four, they ain't going to drop out.
Yeah, because you get more for that FFP now, isn't it?
Yeah. So, as a United fan, obviously I don't want that to happen. Don't want the Glazers staying in whatsoever. And the way that Sir Jim's bloody looking at keeping them a part of the club and all that, it's not looking good. But I don't know. We'll find out after next weekend, I reckon. Once that
it's got to get done. It's got to get done soon, so they can do their summer business early. Get it through the doors.
Apparently, it was either way, whether it sold during the window or not. Apparently, we've still got 200 million to sign players, but I can't see that happening. You know, they're already $1 billion in debt with what the Glazers have accumulated and how much they already owe on previous transfers and stuff. So I can't see it happening. I know they could raise probably about 100 mil from selling players, but
where do you reckon Harry Maguire will go?
You know what? If he went over to like Italy, he'd be alright.
You reckon?
Yeah, because they're slower leagues, really, aren't they?
I know that. I know.
Chris Smalling went over, and
AC Milan, and they're interested.
Apparently, I don't know why they would really.
I don't know how they can afford his wages on it.
No, he's gonna have to
drop his wages, or Man, you're gonna have to subsidise a little bit of it.
If it goes on loan, then yeah, they will do. Let's say Chris Smalling went over to Rome, absolutely bossed it. Obviously, when Ashley Young went over to Inter as well, he performed well. There was
Well, didn't Ashley go?
It's not called Young. Ashley Young went from United to Inter Milan.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. Won the title with them, and then went over to Aston Villa then. And to be fair,
got in Europe with them.
Yeah. So I think Italy would be a good league for him. Otherwise, the likes of Tottenham, where they have to play a back five.
Yeah.
Because that's the only time when he can, play okay. He's got two other defenders either side of him to hold his hand, basically. I mean, watching the game yesterday, it was just disgusting. I get it, wanting to rest Varane and Luke Shaw ready for the final next week. It's you got to put Maguire in the shop window for any potential buyers, but it was just Lindelof looked shaky straight away. Obviously conceded the first goal. It wasn't a good performance from the back line. Basically, it was all because Harry Maguire was in it. There's no skirting around it. It's just the whole defence just looks shaky because they're trying to watch what he's about to fuck up, and then look after it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, he doesn't have to go anywhere either, does he? He can just say no. I'm staying out. I'll sit on the bench then. But hopefully, this is where Southgate actually turns around and does an actual manager's job and says, no, you need to go somewhere and play first team football, otherwise I can't keep picking you.
Did he make the England squad?
He's made it, and Calvin Phillips has made it as well. He's made one Premier League start this season, or maybe two now. I don't know if he started yesterday, but how can you justify picking these two people when they've not been playing? Southgate cracks me up, man.
Yeah, because he said he'd pick players that are playing.
Yeah, on form and that as well, but no, he just hasn't done. He's an absolute joke. God, I've tried passing messages on to get to him, but they never get through to that, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean that would be an amazing one for Maguire if, say, Southgate took the Tottenham job. Not that he will, but if he got offered and took it, they'd definitely buy him. He'd be first on the transfer list then, wouldn't they? I mean, again, Harry Kane, he's got to go. I don't know why he keeps committing to Tottenham. He's just never going to win anything.
I think they've always just given him enough money and
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
definitely they've given him enough money, but it's how many times have been promised that
let's have a project.
We're gonna like push to win things and that. Now you're gonna lead our.
Because he's 30 now, isn't he?
I think he's 30 in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So he needs to move. I've always thought he'd end up at Bayern Munich already.
But he's got his eye on that Premier League goal scoring record, hasn't he? So.
What does he want more though?
Well, United have been linked to him too much, and if he actually came to United, I'd be like, yeah, what sound is here now? Then he's going to get the goals, but yeah, I don't really want him. I think Newcastle would be a better shout for him, to be fair, because I feel Newcastle got a better chance of winning the title in the next couple of seasons before he actually retires. So yeah, it'd be interesting.
Do you reckon Newcastle's going to win the Premier League before Man U do?
Yeah.
Even with the takeover?
Unless it's Sheikh Shazim.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think if he takes over...
if he takes over, it's going to be a completely different story then. It's the cheat code, isn't it? When you buy Football Manager and you put the cheat codes in, you got unlimited money. Man City done that years ago. Obviously Newcastle have got it now. Real Madrid and Barcelona have had it for forever. They always seem to find money somehow.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, Barcelona, they're like in a state.
Yeah.
Financial crisis.
Yeah, but they always find it, don't they? They sold off like so many rights. That's how they were able to carry on this season. I feel that this Super League is going to come back into play in the next year or so, roughly, as well.
Did you watch the documentary about the Super League?
I didn't know.
I watched it, and I actually agree. I think it's a good thing.
I don't think it will be, because it's just going to be like the.
You think no? Okay. When you play FIFA, when kids play FIFA, they pick pretty much everyone that was in that Super League, and what they're saying is it will bring a new audience in, because kids nowadays don't watch football. Like, even though I've dropped off watching football, but how many times has like Bayern Munich played Man U? 5 times, or probably a bit more. How many times have Barcelona played? I don't know, Man City. It's just every week there's no. I'm watching Brentford v Southampton on a Saturday night.
Yeah, so I'll get it on that side, but.
And don't forget the Premier League was a Super League. That's how we got formed. Everyone was against the Premier League getting formed. Yeah,
but the way that they've actually done it, obviously keeping the promotion system.
Oh yeah.
And they actually shared the money out like evenly. Obviously, you get more money if you finish top and all that lot, but the TV rights and everything, that all gets shared out between all the teams. That's why Nottingham Forest coming up last season spent ridiculous money. I think it was like 15 players or something to go, and then obviously we're staying up this season now. That's more money in the bank. They're going to spend like another 100 million or something from what I'm hearing. So it's going to be it's more of a level playing field. Whereas if this Super League goes through, then the likes of United, Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool, they're going to get over an extra 200 million every year then. So that'll just destroy the Premier League even more then.
Yeah. I did see that the other Premier Club signed like a waiver saying they won't leave the Premier League, but they can get fined like a couple of $100 million.
Yeah. So yeah, they can't leave straight away. They'd have to stay in it for a couple of years. But then it's already crazy enough with the fixture congestion as it is. They'd have to get rid of Champions League football, or at least the clubs that are in the Super League wouldn't be able to participate in it.
But that's the problem with the Champions League. When you're playing, what's that team, Sheriff? Against Real Madrid. It's like, and Real Madrid wins 7-0. You're like, oh fuck, I didn't expect that. That's what's wrong with the Champions League.
Yeah,
it's not competitive. It's not competitive. It's there's too many levels in the group stage. It should be more competitive.
Yeah, so in that sense, they should change the way that they do like the pot system for drawing it out. That it should be more of like the group of death, where you're gonna have Real Madrid, AC Milan, Bayern Munich, and all that in the same group. Maybe similar to how they do the Euro qualifiers or the World Cup qualifiers, where it's a little league table. Maybe just play each other once because of fixture congestion. And then the top two of that table go through to the next stage, like an instant knockout stage or something. That's
where the Super League was coming from. When you're watching those kind of games, it's not interesting.
Yeah,
and no one watches them. It's from an audience perspective.
Yeah, but I think because of the money that will be pumped into it, it will just make the rest of the leagues just unfair. Then.
But I know why Real Madrid and Barcelona want to go out. Barcelona want to get out of the league because they've got no money. And Real Madrid, it's don't want to be left behind.
Well, no, they won't want to be left behind.
We'd be all day talking about football.
I know.
And what ifs and everything.
Yeah. So, end of the season anyway. It's going to be an interesting few weeks with transfers and everything. We'll see what happens with all that.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens with next season, really. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to watch any of the England games coming up.
No.
I don't even know who we're playing, to be fair, but I can't watch England. Southgate football is just terrible. God. So I won't be watching any of them. I'll just start watching the pre-season games once they start. But moving on to other weekly news then. So we've lost one nonce and gained another. Old Rolfie boy, he passed away. Rolf Harris.
What, in jail, or has he been alive?
No, he's died.
Yeah, but was he before he died? Did he die in jail?
I don't know. I just saw that he died.
What, and he actually was? Did he come out that? Did he go?
I think he was convicted in the end. Yeah, I mean, it was always a bit tongue in cheek with his songs and that, weren't it? Really, fucking two little boys, his songs and all that, and can you tell if it's in yet? Fucking with his didgeridoo, fucking weirdo. So yeah, he's gone, and all this drama about Philip Schofield, this silver foxy nonce, has come out now. So I know you don't watch This Morning or anything.
No, and I don't really listen and watch news stuff because it just winds me up.
Well, I've been seeing it floating around for quite a while about Philip Schofield anyway. Because it is floating around about someone else. It's been over a year. Talk about these super injunctions and that, where they're paying whatever money, so newspapers they can't spill any stories or anything out. So there's one about someone else that I don't even want to say the name anyway, because it'd be devastating if it is actually true. But the
where
other
did
one,
you hear this one's name? Without saying
most of it's all on TikTok,
right,
and
great.
or just whatever reels that I look at. But his name was dropped in with a list of a few people, which Schofield's was dropped in, and this I was saying, probably nearly 12 months ago when I first seen these little videos. So it's all come out this week. Obviously, he's quit this morning, and then Holly's had a bit of a break as well, because she's emotionally not disturbed, emotionally unstable with everything that's going on.
So she's trying to protect her image.
Yeah, she's trying to protect herself.
She's like been partners with him for so long.
Yeah. She knew what was going on anyway. So
what's happened though?
So his brother was convicted recently. I think he's been given like 12 years for grooming. Don't know the full ins and outs, how much he's done or hasn't done or whatever, but definitely convicted of grooming. And so the story goes with Philip is that I believe it's through like work experience or something from school, this young lad, when he was 13, 14, got in touch with Philip, and then Philip ended up helping him get into the background, like be a showrunner for This Morning, and like a part of ITV. So it was literally as soon as he left school at like 16, 17, whatever it was, he was working like as a part of Philip's background team. And then after he came out as gay,
I always find that was strange.
Yeah.
You have, because you got daughters, you get married, you have daughters, then you decide at like 50, you know what, I'm gay. That's what I've always thought that was.
I think he was married for 23 years or something as well.
That's weird, because you know, you must know pretty young that you are, but everyone.
Yeah, so
he was brave for doing it.
Yeah, he was brave. Everyone was his friends, and if that was just how it was, then yeah, fair enough. It's a hard thing to have been hiding all those years and then come out. Always felt sorry for his wife actually, because again, it's one thing with him like doing all that, but she was a part of this lie for all those years as well.
Yeah, like how long did she like? Yeah,
she would
and
be
the kids,
devastated.
and the kids.
Yeah, the kids.
Because they're still, it's a dad. Look.
Yeah.
It's the dad. So.
Yeah, it was. It was a shame at that point. So that was kind of the start of the downfall for him, really. So with that happening, everything started changing then. So the lad that he got working for him, essentially, like a couple of months ago, he left This Morning. The rumour is that Philip forced him out because he was trying to keep him quiet, even though Philip's come out and says no, he left on his own accord. I didn't force him or anything, he wasn't sacked, but he forced him out. So essentially he started grooming him when he first met him. Might not have done anything until he was over 16, but he has basically admitted once he was 16, then he started having this affair. So while he was married to his wife, before he'd come out, he started having this affair, and essentially because he was trying to keep it quiet, that he was, because of how young he was, that's why things are starting to come out now. So he's left. He's threatening legal action and wanting to take control of everything. He wants all his money, but there's more things that haven't actually come out. I've seen a lot of Eamon Holmes, so he used to work with him on This Morning as well.
He was never used to get along, did Eamon?
They weren't really friends.
They used to like.
Yeah, they sort of clashed a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Eamon's come out and just says how he's always been an arrogant cunt, basically. Paraphrasing, he didn't call him a cunt even though he would have wanted to. Always been nasty, a liar and this and that, and so he's backed himself. He's gone, look, I was there when he come out as gay, but everything else that he's done and what is about to come out. So even Eamon knows what's gone on, but for legal reasons he can't say. He's just saying that the day's due. He's going to get his comeuppance. Old word of the day there. So any day now it's going to actually come out that he's been grooming himself as well then. Because it was funny when his brother got convicted, he disowned his brother, come out with a statement saying, "Oh, no longer have a brother," and that. So now that he's going to come out with it, I wonder if his brother is going to say the same about him, or they'll probably get put in the same cells or something.
Because it's a bit weird because it seems like they've been under fire for a while now, them two. Because they had that incident with the funeral. No, sorry, not where they skipped the queues. Where the Queen was lying in wake.
That was a strange one. I wonder if anything's going to come out of that really, because going off of what I've seen about Philip's attitude and this and that, maybe that's something that he forced then, as if to say, "I'm not waiting in this."
Because Dad was adamant that they didn't do it.
Yeah, but there was no proof of seeing them waiting in that queue.
No, but they are picked up just walking out and having a look and that, but it's funny. I know Holly's. She's given a little statement saying she's devastated. She didn't know, just protecting herself basically, trying to cover her own arse. She didn't know anything that's gone on, and she just wants to have this little break and get back to presenting. So I don't know who's going to be her new partner in crime on the sofa. Hopefully it's not Dermot, because he's a bit of a dickhead as well. And when we didn't really meet him, but we saw him that day, and he fucking prick. It's going to be a mad one. I wonder if Keith Lemon's going to do anything on it, because he's like he's been on the show a good few times as a host.
They literally, I don't know if he still does, to be fair, but they had him on for a little while, just like as an entertainment sort of thing, like. So I wonder if he's going to come back at all, because obviously he still does Celebrity Juice with Holly. So maybe it'd be funny seeing him on it, to be fair. He's always funny. There was an advert when I was at the cinemas the other day, and it's Keith Lemon, it's a staycation with Showcase Cinemas, and it's just a stupid advert, but it's just funny. Like, even at the end, he's like, says to the girl, like, he's sitting in a fake beach scene, like, so he's in a deck chair, feet in a paddling pool. He says to the girl walking past, "Can I have another one of these, like a Coke?" She's like, "It's down there, Keith, go get it yourself." "Oh God, I'll do everything round here. I'm supposed to be on a vacation." He is a funny geezer. I'd love to have a beer with him. With his old bloody Bo Skeletor days and all that as well. He was quite a serious was. The little bear, always getting a boner.
So he's left the show.
He's left the show.
But he really got fired.
Yeah, his agents have sacked him as well.
Okay.
Again, parted ways. Which their little statement was saying he lied to them about things that had gone on and that as well. So again, that's them trying to cover their own arses. Everyone's just cut ties with him completely. So I don't think we'll see him on the TVs ever again, or at least for a long while now anyway.
Everyone's faking Andrew in there.
Yeah. I did see
fake friends because just fake any like.
Well, yeah, it's doing it to just.
You gotta know it a little bit.
Yeah, as the youth say today, it's clout chasing essentially, and they're all
doing
it
to themselves up,
just just to self benefit themselves really. I
mean, Holly's done really well after that this morning, sure.
Well, it's mad because like she used to be on
SMTV, the kids.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what else she used to be on besides that.
She did a few things really, didn't she?
I just remember SMTV.
Yeah. With
Anton Deck, wasn't it?
A little bit with Anton Deck, and then Stephen Mulhern as well.
That's the one.
I mean, she's done alright. Again, obviously all the years with Celebrity Juice and that as well.
I think I always think this morning's the easiest job in TV.
Yeah.
Because there's no. I know you have sometimes people go on and debate, but
it's all scripted though.
It's just too, and it's too segmented in terms of too many breaks. It's on ITV.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the time they have guests and the guests doing the talking.
Yeah.
But it's on for like 2.5 hours, but
that's on, and then it's loose women afterwards as well, isn't it?
Oh, don't get me started on now.
Again, it's only when I'm in customers' houses and they have it on. I mean, I've always had it just glimpsing at some of the crap that gets spoken on, loose women and all that. I did used to enjoy the Jeremy Kyle, watching bits of those while the customers were sitting there.
Yeah.
And I used to think with a lot of them, they'd easily be sitting on the chairs with Jeremy as well. A lot of those people back in the day that they used to do the jobs before they could have just easily been sitting there. God. But then he's back on. He does that programme that Piers Morgan's on and that as well. It's basically like another news channel.
Yeah. What's it called? It's not GB News.
It's something like that though, isn't it?
It's Talk. I know which one about. Yeah.
Yeah. Piers has got his section.
He's got an evening show now, hasn't
he? Yeah. Which again, I saw a little bit of Jeremy Kyle, not abusing, but essentially having a conversation with one of these Stop Oil lads, and I think his name was Matt, and he was 22, and he was saying, look, just put yourself in this position. Imagine you're a 57-year-old man, you've got kids to look after, your wife,
mortgage,
bills, everything, and you're trying to get to work, and then there's people like you stopping it, sitting in the road. How would you feel? And he just had nothing to say about that. He kept just ignoring the question and carrying on with whatever his views were on the Stop Oil section. And it's like, they just, I understand what they're trying to do, but they're just doing it to the wrong people.
And also, why don't they do that to Parliament? Because they're the only people that can change it.
Yeah.
And secondly, they got an injunction. So like, I can't remember the name of the companies. So basically, because these oil companies got so much money, they threw so much money at it, they're banned on going any of like their forecourts or within so far of their companies.
Yeah.
So that's why they took it to the streets. But it's not. And the worst thing I've seen about that is the police. They won't do nothing about it.
They won't move on.
Yeah, in Germany and everywhere else, there's getting them and fucking them off to the side of the road. But here, no.
Can't touch them. No.
Just can't touch them.
I know. But
I saw Kylie Hopkins interview one of them, and she was like, "You ever paid a bill? I paid my student loan." It was like, "No. Have you ever worked to pay off a bill?" Oh, I've got a student loan, and it was just.
They had nothing to say.
Just nothing to say, and it's just so pathetic. No one likes them. Like,
no.
It's just they just want to be famous. That's all it is. That's all I'm getting.
Yeah.
Like, what are two people running at Twickenham from power? What's that going to achieve?
I know.
It's not bringing.
It's not even one that I saw.
And it's nothing positive about them. They're not coming across the way they come across on TV. It's not positive.
No. A lot of it's aggressive as well. To be fair.
And I've seen one where the police, someone ran over because they're doing those slow marches. I need to get to hospital. My wife needs to get to hospital.
Yeah.
And the policeman was like, "Do you think we should? He probably needs to get through." And he went, "I don't think it's the case. He needs to go to hospital." This is a protester saying to the policeman, "I don't think he needs to." He thinks he's bullshitting basically. What the fuck?
I know. I even saw one where it was a mother trying to get the kids to school, and I think it was like 11-year-old son, autistic, and he starts having a full-on panic attack in the car.
Because all the bibbing.
Well, it's not just that, but because he's got his routine, so essentially the drive to school is a part of his routine, and it's disrupted, and he's having a full-on meltdown, and the mother's like screaming at him, "You've got to get out of the way, you've got to move, look at him," and like, they still wouldn't do anything. And then they're at the, I think it was Botanical Gardens, like these 3 women, and again throwing the orange powder over the plants and everything. And
I mean, what's the flower show got to do with like?
But it's like, what are you what good is a garden if you can't look, it's not going to be here in a few years or whatever. It's just, look, they weren't making any sense. It was all nonsense. And this other lady gets a hose and starts hosing her. Like, the water's dripping off the face and it's all spitting it out while they're still trying to shout whatever crap. Just ridiculous.
I do hate that. I mean, as a country, how we contribute to oil, it's nowhere near like the Middle East and America. But the one go there or Russia, it's just it's at the flower show. It's
stupid.
Utterly ridiculous. And I've seen you can't push them. You can't even, because it's classed as assault. Even if you just body check them, the police won't arrest you then.
Yeah.
Because you assaulted them.
I know.
Fuck, you body check some just walking down the road sometimes. I'm just.
Yeah, I hope I don't get caught up in anything like that, because I'll just have to fucking mount the curb and drive around.
Yeah, one person did in London, went around onto the pavement.
Yeah.
Policemen seen him, couldn't do nothing about it. And they said they had a little word with him. He was like, "No, fuck them, the wankers." Drove off.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Something needs to get done.
But I know when it was the lad that done it at the snooker. The other
again, snooker. Look,
I know it's not achieving anything, but the I don't know if it's the owner of the venue or someone to do with like the snooker association or something. He was like, "Nah, forget this then. I'm not having it." He's gone to a small claims company. Let's just say there was 600 people at the Crucible.
Yeah.
He's emailed or wrote a letter or whatever to all of them saying, "I'm taking his case to the small claims company. Do you want to be involved in it?" And there's like 70 people that have gone, "Yeah, I want to be involved."
Yeah.
So that lad, he's gonna get fines out of his arse because of doing that. Because obviously it's like the rest of the day had to be called off. So that's tickets that
lots
would
of
have to be
for the company. And obviously, all the people waste their time going up there.
Yeah. So he'll probably have to pay it off.
I think that's the way forward now.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the way forward.
Yeah, I think that's something that should be urged to push. Like, all right, they're disrupting this, so let's
not just
take it back.
Look how much police.
Yeah,
so there's like
resources.
10 protesters and there's like 20 police officers.
Yeah. It
doesn't. It's just so.
Absolute waste of resources.
Because that Kylie Hopkins, Joe, was saying her friend died on the way to hospital because
I did see that,
of the protest. And you would just be so mad.
Yeah.
So mad.
Yeah.
Just for fucking idiots. Just fucking. No.
It is. It's ridiculous.
Oh mate, wait. Have you heard a thing in Target in America?
I know of Target.
Yeah. No, just to see if you just no. Have you heard of what's going on there?
No.
We'll say before another show.
Okay.
But, just because I just wanted to quick fire while you was there.
Yeah.
But that you'd be so.
Yeah, you would be. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Because I mean, there's all that going on, but then you've got all this ULEZ scheme and everything that's in London, which that still isn't like helping the situation. So it's the same as with Birmingham, the clean air zones and that. And you go through one zone, you've got to pay so much, and go into another one, you've got to pay even more. But I did see, I don't know how much of a trend it is at the moment, but hopefully it starts getting some traction. So this one chap who's lives in London, he's got an old Fiesta essentially, so he has to pay whatever the £12 is or something a day. So what he done was registered the vehicle to the Mayor of London, so put his name, put the address, and sent it back off to the DVLA. So anytime he goes through those cameras, the fine gets sent to the Mayor of London's address. And obviously if he gets pulled over, he'll be like, yeah, my mate the Mayor, it's his car, he just lets me drive it. So as long as he still taxes it and insures it, it can be registered legally to the Mayor of London. So he wasn't telling people to do it, but essentially he was hinting to say, look, if you do that, then it's fine. So I hope that everyone that has to pay these things starts doing that, because that'll be hilarious.
It's alright in a car that you don't mind someone just taking it, just to take away from it because it's not in your name anymore.
Yeah.
But
it's
a good idea.
Yeah, I did find that quite funny, to be honest. Right, so I've got something else for you. We've got an email.
Oh, really?
We've got an email.
Wait, do the cheer.
So, yeah.
But have we serious?
Yeah. I won't say his name that's come on at the top of the email because he signed it off slightly different. But yeah, so from Dan G. Alright lads, I'm new to podcasts and just got onto yours. Just wanted to ask, some people, not just my reading, but like some people not using full English, which I'm not slagging you off, Dan, but so he's asking what's our origin story. So how did you guys meet? And then keep it up, Dan G.
That's a good question.
So, yeah, Dan G, little legend.
Yeah. Dan, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you for that. Obviously, we're 10 episodes. This being the 10th episode, this is the first email. It's quite nice to know that people are actually listening.
Nice little message there.
Yeah.
So origin story then. I mean, it's nothing special or magical. It was just literally, essentially it was day one, year 7. So year 7 is the first year of high school, which I don't know why we all call it high school now as well, but
I've only ever known it senior school, but that's
secondary school.
That's because I'm old.
Yeah, I mean, but I hear a lot of people older than us calling it like high school and that as well now. But yeah, so first year of secondary school, first day, it was literally, we was tiny, and it was the first, I think it was form group, wasn't it? First thing in the morning.
Yeah, because what happened was the first. So in year 7 in our school, you had a complete building just for year 7s.
Yeah.
And he was over the opposite side of the road to the main building. And then what they did is on the first day, they got everyone in the playground, and then they called names, and you had to line up, and that was your form.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd follow the teacher into your form room.
Yeah.
And that's where the day began.
Basically. We was the first year of our schools joining together as well.
Yeah, so
because it was the 2 schools, wasn't it?
Yeah, so our schools was 2 that joined into one. 2 schools were right next to each other, which was always weird in the first place.
I remember like with my sister, when she went, obviously before we was in school, the stories about both sides just at the gates ready to fight each other every day. And it's like, you're just at school, like why is it a rivalry? Like, football gangs or something.
But it was literally 2 schools literally right next door. There was no building in between. It was literally just a fence.
Yeah.
One school. Then over the side of the road, opposite side of the road, you had a smaller building that was connected to one of them. I can't remember which one originally now.
I think it was BK.
Yeah.
It was Sir Wilfrid Martineau and Bing Kendrick schools, which as we joined, it changed to CAL, which was Centre for Accelerated Learning, and then within a year or 2 it changed again then, didn't it, to International School and Community College of East Birmingham. Yeah. So it was abbreviated to ISCCEB, and then I think now it's called the International or something. I know it's changed again since we've left. So we've been picked into the forms and followed the teacher into the school, into the classroom, and I think it was only like 5-10 minutes in really. I remember just sitting there and the teacher's just waffling on whatever she was saying, and
who was the teacher yourself?
I can't even remember. To be fair, I struggled a lot with not just teachers but people that we went to school with, and that I struggle with names.
But I can picture where we sat.
I remember where I was sitting, because you was like to the right of me at first, weren't you?
No, I was to the left because I was out the window. I was always looking out the window.
On day 1 though?
Yeah.
Alright then. See, I'll just remember getting told off straight away. So, not that I was a naughty child or anything, it was just literally teachers talking and I've just pulled my bottle of Fanta out.
Yeah.
And a sip of it.
You was right, yeah. We did sit different places, because I was in the middle when you did that.
Yeah, I remember you was to the right.
Yeah.
Because I remember looking at you and laughing at me. But yeah, I had a sip of the pop and the teachers just switched on me straight away. What are you doing? Drinking. So, you can't do that in here.
I can remember what they said, but not who it was, or I can't. Fuck.
I don't know.
I remember that though. I just remember you getting the
just grilled out like bottle of Fanta.
He was like, I'm just having some of pop.
Yeah. Well, you can't do that in here. Like, what? Like, just confused. Or obviously, because in primary school, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have your little juice pop and whatever, and just have a swig. But nah, she just kicked off at me. I was like, alright, I'm off on a bad start then. And then I can't remember if it was from that day then they just like, because essentially with each form group, because you're already together, unless you went to school with someone, primary school with someone, you didn't really have any friends. And apart from a couple of girls from primary school, which I wasn't in the same form as, I didn't know any lads. So it pretty much was, you just sort of like hang around with the form group and then start making friends that way, wasn't it? So was Ryan in our form at that point?
Yeah.
So
there was a few people from...
Yeah, you already had friends from primary school anyway.
In that class.
Yeah.
And
then we just started... Yeah, it was literally just started talking there then, wasn't it? I remember we used to sit on the bench and we'd have our like sandwiches and like packed lunch or whatever. Just chatting crap and in those days, talking about Pokemon and stuff. Remember the stick fights?
Yeah. Looking back, it was fucking stick fights.
Yeah, as kids do, just pretending at the swords and that.
It was proper like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, we was going for it. Like, I mean, to be fair, we didn't hurt each other really, like, but I just remember the one in particular, like just bam, 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 and then like you sort of like slapped me with yours, ran away, just launched your stick. I remember seeing it spinning in the air. It just hits you on the back, and you're like, ah! The good old days. Yeah, it's mad. Like, school was just mad in general, really, weren't it? Like, just again, because I don't remember all the teachers and that, but yeah, just being in school, it's just a weird concept because they don't teach you anything that you really need. Like, I don't sit there.
I think you learn yourself. I know.
It's finding yourself and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you just learn yourself more than I don't think a teacher ever teach me. It's I don't. Maybe besides ICT.
But again, I mean, technology's moved on that quick. So it was a B level GMVQ, which was the equivalent to 4 GCSEs. So I got a B in IT, but I mean, again, I don't do spreadsheets or anything, which I never needed to with not going into like an office job or anything, but going back onto the computers and learning all of this. I mean, again,
it's probably so quick.
Yeah, it's probably something that they teach these days, but I remember PowerPoint presentations and that as well. So, I've never had to do a PowerPoint in my life. Yeah. I mean, I suppose this is kind of similar with the editing. It's a similar process as doing a PowerPoint. Because again, I remember the teacher saying to me, like, not that I did amazing in school, but there was a couple saying, "Oh yeah, you can do such and such." Essentially, kept saying an office job. I remember just sitting with one of them. Again, I can't remember her name. Yeah, I can't remember her name. But she was like, "Oh yeah, you could do such and such, whatever office job and this and that." I was like, "Don't wanna." So why not? And to me, I always knew I'd either go in the army or get onto the tools. And within 2 weeks of leaving school, I was doing the electrics then. And I just remember her looking at me and just saying, "Why would you want to do that? Why would you want?" Because I don't want to sit in front of a computer all day. I already knew at that point, like 15 or whatever, that I didn't want to do that. Obviously, I had my little weekend job at that point as well, in old Quiznos subs. I mean, that was good enough in a sense because it was always meeting people, and I did enjoy working with the staff there. But yeah, I know I wouldn't have been able to sit in front of a computer just doing it all day long. Yeah, it would have cracked me up. Same again, like in a factory, working on a line and whatever. I'd do it if I had to, but I really wouldn't want to.
So, yeah, you like being like new project, new place.
Yeah, yeah.
New project, new
meeting
place.
people and just
being your own boss in here as well as such for you.
Yeah, it's that and
just dictating your own working hours as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and it literally just meeting different people, not being in the same place all the time.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I did the building sites in Birmingham Town Centre, and it was pretty much. We did a couple of jobs in between, but it was almost a full 12 months just on the same building. Every floor was the same. The only different floors were the basements and then the top, which was like the plant room and whatever. But just going in, knowing that I've got to run these cables the same way as what I did the floor below week in, week out. And it was, I was 16, 17 at the time, so I'd get on the bus, a couple stops down, Dean would get on the bus, and then like the next stop would be Scott, and then because it was first thing in the morning, I'd got that used to it. I knew that I could get my head down because I'd always sit where you had the 4 seats, like the 2 of each facing each other. I could still have a bit of a nap on the bus, and then I'd know where we are to get back up and get off the bus in town and that. And you see the same people getting on and off the bus every day. It broke me. It really did. I just, oh God, it's horrible. Thinking back of it just winds me up. So, yeah, always knew I didn't want to do that. But yeah, it was just school, man. Isn't it?
I think it was just school, and then it just how friendship just progresses, doesn't it? You like the same things, you talk about the same things.
Yeah.
And then we used to talk about music a lot.
Yeah, music.
Pokemon, obviously, and then.
Yeah, I remember us going uptown, getting the bus early and that, and waiting outside game station or whatever just to get Pokemon games and that. And
yeah, it was just a simple interest, weren't it?
Yeah, we always had a laugh, just stupid stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like shining a torch out the window at cars and stuff.
Yeah, but that was like when we was 19. Even like when you was 19 doing the best thing ever.
Yeah. So that was the origin story really. There's no stupid like messing around or whatever. It was just literally just in school, just bog standard, really.
But thanks for your question, though.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
You getting off one of these?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm happy we got a message actually.
Yeah. Dan, you got any more messages? Anyone else either? Any questions or whatever? Anything else you want to ask us? Just bang them in. Just let us know. Hopefully we get a few more in now.
Yeah. Because he's broken the seal.
Yeah, you broke the seal. So
go gently.
I know. Yeah. I mean, it was a nice little question to start off with. Next week it'll be something horrible. Yeah, fucking stop this podcast, you dickheads.
I do want to hate one though. A real hate one, not like a fake. Don't do just to be fake, but like just it could just be funny.
I mean, in general, if you got some criticism, you think there's something that we should do,
critique us.
But don't just come on and say your hair's shit, you got a horrible beard or whatever, because I will just slag you off then. But I think that should be it really then. We've not really touched on to anything else we was going to do.
No, but we can say that.
Yeah, we'll do that next week and that really. So on that note then, if you have got any questions or whatever you want to send in, on Twitter it's Ash and JD, or send us an email, realtalkingpod@gmail or gmail.com. Twitter, I've been messaging back on the original Twitter handle, so obviously I'd sent like 50 requests in to get it reinstated, and they keep messaging me now saying for me to send a reason why it should be unsuspended. And I just can't, but I haven't replied to any of them. There's no point. So, because that was literally weeks and weeks ago that I've been sending these.
Elon's taking his time anyway.
Yeah, and on each of them it's so once I reply, they'll get back to me in 3 to 5 business days. I might do it with one of them, just message back, see how long it actually takes. But I ain't bothered. We don't need it. We've got a better Twitter now anyway.
Yeah. I will say this. Obviously, this is episode 10.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's still early days, but we do plan to progress. Obviously, we do want to. We've spoke about going on a ghost hunt.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
you know, and having guests on, that's still the goal. Obviously, it's just getting there and just seeing what the fan base is and just growing from there. But we really do appreciate your email.
Yeah,
honestly, it means a lot.
Yeah, obviously if there's any ideas, any topics you want us to touch on, then ping it over. Slide in those DMs.
Slide in. just slide in there. Just we're ready.
Yeah.
We're waiting. We're lying down.
Vaseline's on the side. Yeah. So yeah, that's a pot.
Yeah.
Right. See you later.